diligence come, please Timothy to come to him in Rome, something that he has already requested. If you read the very same chapter, that's 2 Timothy 4, verses 9. It's not the first time that Paul brings to Timothy's attention that when he visits, he has to plan to visit before winter. So, reason number one, why would Paul say to Timothy, come before winter? The place where Timothy was and Paul was, the mode of transport that was to be used was the ship or a boat. So Paul, understanding the terrain, he then says to Timothy, do thy diligence, come before winter, because Paul knew that Timothy, if he would travel at any other time after or during winter, he was going to face boisterous waves. He was going to have a shipwreck. He was going to have a challenge. So Timothy is being cautioned by Paul to say, let your visit be before winter. That's reason number one. Reason number two, Paul knew and understood that the Romans, their culture was to slaughter prisoners during winter. So he knew that if Timothy was to delay, he was going to find him dead. So he says, amen, there are a lot of things that I need you to come with as you visit me. But this one is of paramount importance. Come before winter. There are many reasons, but I have just shared with you two. Number one is because if you would delay, he was going to have a shipwreck. He was going to face boisterous waves. Okay? Number two, he knew that the Roman leadership of the time, their culture was to slaughter prisoners during winter. So Paul, he was preparing himself. He knew that there was a need for him to have a conversation with Timothy. So he says, come before winter. So someone may ask, why am I picking this verse at this point in time? Why is it at first I did talk about the mission of the church? Here is the gist of the matter. Dear Church of God, the people who are out there in the world, many of them, they're in the prison of sin, captured by the enemy of souls. So we need to visit each and every one of those people before the close of probation. Are you aware that at any given time, the ground that you are seated upon can be your roof? So for that time before it visits you and me or other people out there, they need to know about Jesus. You know, when you read the book of Jeremiah, chapter 9, verses 23 and 24, God is saying he is not excited that people are schooled. He is not excited that people are dressed up well. But what excites God is that they know him as their God and creator, and moreover as their redeemer. You get that one? So God is in a business of having friendship with the people. So he is trusting us as Adventists so that we will go out and tell people about a loving God. A God who loves without measure. You know, I always say we need to tell people that man is none of messing up, but God is none of his messes. So we need to give a people hope. Think of those people who were living, let me say those who were there at that point in time before the earth swallowed them. I'm talking about our brothers and sisters who were residing in Syria. It was around 4:15 a.m. that day when the earthquake did strike them. Those people had plans, greater plans, but unfortunately the earth swallowed them. Then the big question will be, how many of them who died at that point in time died at a position of having a sober and a righteous relationship with God? People are dying each and every day. And the big question that is to be asked, how many of the people who die each and every day are dying the first resurrection? You know, at any given time, me and you can be part of statistics. Actually, COVID-19 has taught us a rough lesson to say it doesn't matter even if you have a medical aid. If death comes to your home, nothing can stop it. So, dear friends, in as much as we are busy with all other things, it is my prayer that we have this prayer to say, Lord, teach us to number our days. So that one is very, very important. So, as the theme of the day, we need to visit each and everyone whom we know has not committed their lives into the hands of Jesus.